Good morning, everybody. Hope you're well. Very quick update. So, first day of the month, first day of the quarter. Just looking at the dollar index at the moment. So, if we have a quick look at this on the daily, what we've established since yesterday is that we are currently in a nice bullish uptrend, of course, but we stalled, didn't we, yesterday? If we look at this last range, the last swing high, you see, so we're going sideways here. Last swing high around 94.70s, last swing low, the pull back up, stalled exactly to the pip at the 764, so I was paying close attention to that. We had a lot of indecision, and then we've actually got some potential for downside move, a reversal candle, looking for a drop on dollar index, which could see dollar weakness, which could present some strength on dollar related pairs. Namely, the one that I am looking at with this in mind for a potential drop back, maybe to test the upside of this trend line, for example, as a decent corrective pullback. If it goes lower still, we'd look for 91.80. But if it does do a little drop back, it does look good for it, potentially. 764 strategy. I am, just to show you this on a 4 hour as well. So we've had the move down and we had the move up, and the move up's kind of run out of steam and it's looking like it wants to just go down again. So potentially I'm looking at something like this on the pound dollar. So pound dollar's been somewhat subdued and undervalued in terms of not really moving up as nicely as say, I don't know, pound yen, for example, where that's testing the upside and has scope to make it to the upside, like extend to the 127. But I don't want to buy at the top here. This is, I don't want to buy. Nobody wants to buy at the top. We do have potential for volume as well on the daily being slightly less, which would be great because that would give us divergence. So if we could extend 100 pips up, that would be an excellent shorting opportunity up here around 153.60. But I'm hoping it does actually get up and set up for that, because that will be one setup and one trade for maybe going into next week, for example, or maybe by the end of today into tomorrow could be a setup for the play to short it up here. If it does do that, what I would like to see then is a pound move ultimately and pound rally, and so I bring you back to the pound dollar because, as I said, this hasn't really made a move to the upside. So this is a 1 hour. Let's switch it up to a 4 hour very, very quickly. What we have here is that's the range. There's previous structure. Very clear, very clean. Dropped below, came up, tested it, dropped off again, came up again, which is 76.4 of this range. Just about tapped it and dropped off again. But we're still making higher lows, as you notice. I've put a trend line here, so we've got a higher low, higher low. The other thing I want to draw your attention to is the Elliott wave setup potential. So we have, there's the first move, wave 1, down to wave 2 pullback. Where did it go? Tapped out at the target, which we were talking about shorting to the other day at 137.11 and 12, somewhere around that. It's tapped there perfectly. It's gone up, pulled back, double bottom, kind of moving. It's launched itself. 764 so far. So we've got an Elliott wave 1, 2, looking for a wave 3, wave 3 rally ultimately to say a 161 extension, which would take it up to around 139. Ultimately looking for about 139.50, all being well, because we have a 50% at 139.55. So that's the play. If it does set up, if we do, if it does take off, that's what we're looking for. So wave 1, wave 2, wave 3 push. So let me just remove that from here. There you go, and let's just keep a focus on this area of resistance. What I don't want to do is just jump in on this and call it unless you were in down here where we've put the entry, which again you'd see it on a 1 hour where it broke up this morning. A beautiful reversal. So that's the first sign of reversal. But with the pound pairs, it could just be a little move up and then a pullback down to test. Could come as low as the trend line to tap the trend line maybe one more time. So we go here. So we go 1, 2, 3. Didn't quite get there, you see. So it's kind of like in limbo, which I don't like the look of that. To be fair, I would have preferred it to actually get down here. But it's not an exact science. It likes the 50 number and it pulled back to around 137.50, so that could be it. So that's why I was saying, okay, bullish bias, long. but it needs to clear all of this. It needs to break. So this is what I want to draw your attention to. If it, of course, comes all the way down here, we will look for potential, a far greater entry for a long and use all of this as support. Maybe just tuck a stop loss slightly underneath. I'm mindful of the volume as well, so I'm going to keep an eye on that. But I wanted to draw your attention to it because people are asking for potential trades and setups, and I'm saying, well, pound dollar's a good one, and I haven't looked at, say, the euro dollar, but I have looked at the Aussie dollar. And the Aussie dollar, if you were still holding this short, you most likely would have been stopped out at break even on the remaining position that you had, but it did actually go down then to the 127 extension. So the Aussie dollar's done a nice move to the 127 extension, and then it did bounce up to retest the 100%. So what I'm looking for is this a break and a retest before going lower? Ultimately, I was looking for, you can see why my target was down here at 7,500 on the Aussie dollar, because based on that last range, 7,500 is a 50%. So I was looking for it to extend to the 161 extension down here, which ties in nicely with 50% here. So I was looking for this to curl over and complete the move. So maybe it does have a little bit of scope to go to the downside. So maybe we will see that drop. But to be fair, like I was saying about these moves, it will make pit stops along the way. So if you're driving along and you're taking your journey and you're going to stop at the petrol station to, petrol garage to fill up, put some petrol in, this was the first place that it would do it. This is the second place it would do it. So it's done the first. Maybe that's it. Maybe it doesn't need to stop anymore to fill up. Maybe this is enough for it to go up. But we'll see, because on the daily, obviously this is still bearish and still holding to the downside. So I want to at least allow this to complete, because it's a dollar related pair. So I'm keeping an eye on this. More so, I'm keeping an eye on the entire move up to that 764. Is that it to the 76.4? Are we going to test it one more time, break higher, or are we going to completely fail and drop? I think it remains to be seen what happens later on this afternoon with the US traders. But whatever happens, if it does set up, then maybe we can finally break out of this range and start seeing it pump up. Ideally, you want to see it break up and start going up. And if it does, then you've got your targets there. First target will be 138.85. So about 138.80, 138.80, which is a 38.2 roughly, 138.80, and then the next target will be around 139.50 as a 50% move. If it can break, if it just drops back down here, then it might just curl over and start looking for further downside. Because don't forget, of course, we do have previous structure at around 135, and so that would be the next logical downside area. 134.58, which is previous structure. So I've sort of said 135 again for one more move to the downside, but we'll see. Potentially, based on yesterday's move up, could we see another pump to the upside? And if we do, that's the play. So we're looking for at least 38.2 as a T1 and then a T2. So I'm just going to share that with you there. Just put that on there as well, like that. It'll be something like this. Okay, so that's okay. So hopefully that will give you, keeps doing that, give you some ideas to what we're looking at in terms of first target. So let's pull this one here. Okay, T2, and then this one would be something like this for a T1 down about there. Stops again don't need to be huge, because we're basically saying, okay, if it's gonna hold here, then we just want to see it go up. So but a nice T1, still a decent T1, and that's still well over 100 pips. So it's comfortable. We've got plenty of scope there to get involved on this. So it's something to bear in mind. Okay, so hopefully this helps you.